The theme for today here is about big data. And it's not necessarily talking about the technologies behind big data, but how do you glean value out of big data? And you know, Nielsen is extremely well suited to come and talk about that topic, because that's all that we do, that's all that we've been doing. You know, bring data from disparate sources, from all kinds of entities that participate in what we call co-op arrangements, and make value from it, right? So the theme was really how Nielsen is taking big data and making sense of it. We focused on two things. One is the media opportunity, which is consumption of media and content, and the second one being the consumer opportunity, which is how do you bring about better insights for marketers who are selling those consumers all kinds of goods, starting with CPG. The biggest issue for our marketers, and this is an age-old issue, right, which is when I have a campaign and therefore an investment that I put in on that, what are my returns from my advertising? And that age-old question has always remained a question without answers. I think finally we are at the cusp of looking to answer that. And the big aspect of solving it has always been with us at Nielsen, and this is the great part about the Nielsen story, and quite honestly the reason why I joined Nielsen is we've had these two businesses, what we call the watch business, which is the media business, and then the buy business, which is a consumer business, and now by bringing them together we're able to understand how viewing behavior affects purchasing behavior, and that's powerful. We believe that the innovations that's come about in the digital arena will ultimately flow into the television world, right? The $75 billion of advertising that is spent in the US alone will move to aspects like programmatic buy, real-time delivery, real-time bidding environments, right? Now there's a big question on when that will come about. But we are tracking it very closely, because at the end of the day, our biggest customers in the media side are our biggest proponents. They're the ones who help us and we help them. The ABCs, the Turners, the CBSs, the NBCs. And we're working with them to closely look at how video makes its way into television, and not necessarily just the opposite. The opposite side, we have worked through and produced various metrics that we have added to our products for a while, and making that work for those customers. But think about the opposite side coming in is very important going forward. OCR is a fundamental step towards getting accountability in the digital arena, right? Think about that for a second. It's a big deal, right? There has not been accountability in the digital arena because of the massive amount of fragmentation that has come about, the massive amount of disparate mechanisms of how advertising is brought about. And that fragmentation has basically caused everyone to move apart in various directions. OCR intends and has, in a big way, bring all of that together, right? We bring the ecosystem together with the premise that says, hey, something that worked in TV and has worked for all of the marketers, these guys who have, for example, $10 billion of yearly spend on advertising kind of budgets, if it has worked for them on the television side and they're amenable to it working across platforms, then we will bring the same metrics. And that's exactly what we did. OCR is really bringing those metrics on television that have worked, of reach and frequency, translating into GRPs into the online arena. That's OCR. So Nielsen has a new framework that we have established in the industry place that attempts to bring about how brands, and therefore the brand's advertising, should be measured, not just on television, but across all platforms, right? And we are very happy that entities like Facebook have adopted our framework. And the framework is very simple. It's called the 3 R's. It's reach, it's resonance, and then the final one being reaction. Reach is about when an advertiser throws in money to reach audiences, where they're able to really reach those audiences, right? Did they get the return of the advertising from the perspective of, I wanted to reach females 15 to 25, was I able to reach those people or not? Great question to ask, but hitherto on the digital arena, there was no metric before OCR that did that. Now we have it with OCR. The second R is about resonance, and it is the brand lift aspect of resonance, which is when the audience that you intended to reach, that you measured with the first R, did the message, did the brand resonate was there a recall on that message from the audience for the advertiser? And our suite of products in the resonance area captures that. And that, interestingly, is the reason why we acquired Vizu recently. The third R is the most interesting one, and it's actually the ultimate, to use Randall's words from this morning in his presentation. The ultimate is, if you can look at advertising and ascertain what the returns of the investment of that advertising spend were, you are golden, right? And Reaction attempts to bring that very picture of when you spend X dollars, how much sales lift or how much additional sell-through was able to be created because of that advertising. Bringing those concepts together and therefore generating true ROI for advertising is the third R.
So listen, learn, speak, provoke, but most of all, just drink it in and enjoy.